I'm gonna give it a moment. Just a moment. Oh look, I don't have my icon. Oh no, nobody will recognize me now. Alright. Also, some neat little copyright free music for this first. So, shalom, one and all, whomever appears, disappears. My shalom's and jalos. So just bounce right into it. No time like the present. Cool enough for me. Okay, I dig it. I dig it. I tried. By goodness. And oh wait. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up there? Hold on. I suddenly forgot how to show my face. Hey, all right. Let's get some light up in this piece. Queen, birthday chat supervisor, Cindy D. My son's life mattered. It's great to see y'all. That's simply put, just fantastic to see one and all. Just a huge shout out and thank you for joining us over on the Stuck in the Middle, which will be called very very soon Stuck at Night, because as we've explained, there's just so many Stuck in the Middle channels by that name all over the world. So Josh and I, it's something we struggled with a lot. Makes me wonder, how long did it kind of suppress our channel? We were very lucky to be the guys that were able to get that exact URL, and we were so proud. We celebrated too soon, apparently. YouTube.com/stuck in the middle. That's what we got. And then I was convinced by two people that had their own radio internet station to pay $500, I believe was the true expense, so we could just own the logo, not the actual freaking words. And by the by, Mr. Justin, sir, everybody, Justin, birthday chat super, Mr. Prez, we're trying to think of a name change. It's been voted. We're keeping the Progressive Patriot name. It's what I've been known as for long enough, so we're just gonna leave it right there. Thank you, King. Oh, yo, straight up, big shout out, and everybody. You know what? Damn it, I gotta do this now. Bear with me. This gentleman right here, all right, Kingdom Business Analytics. As far as I know, the content that is on his channel, it's his rap. It's his voice, his raps. He's a very devout Christian man, as much as I could gather. And despite ideological, we could struggle with words today. Despite any oh my goodness, ideological differences I may have with religious people, and that will extend over to the very video I've chosen to play. I may not agree with everything that this kid has chosen to do, but it's not about people doing what we agree with. It's about having the fairness and executing our rights to do as we please in terms of free speech, in terms of calling out biased bullshit, especially when I'm so proud. I don't know how old this kid is. I think he has not graduated high school, and he schools the school board in front of everybody in the neighborhood. But anyway, I did want to give a shout out, and I was gonna mod you, so you can expect that as soon as all I gotta do is get my phone, but I didn't have the charger at work, so it's almost dead. When it's got some juice, I'll be modding you so you could drop your channel at any time that you wish. Please, anybody and everybody. We got a lot of channel operators here. That one girl, Allie, that's another one right there. We had a refreshing conversation about, I guess, a little bit of everything. And goodness, I gotta say, Cindy, thank you, by the way. I'm gonna keep a lot of it, on the down low, but you gave me the most insightful information, and I have to do my due diligence here. This much I'll announce, my friends. Let me take the shout out away for a moment. the Trump thing. One of my colleagues who is above me was so tickled that Trump is apparently found guilty or is going to be sued for the 5 mil for the YouTube. Am I playing your game? The R word, even though I don't believe that I think the terms of service have completely changed. I think we've proved that in the first 7 minutes and then the first 10 minutes and sooner than that, first 15 seconds, I've been able to say things that have gotten me a strike, a warning, or demonetized. So there's some improvement, and I'd like to at least acknowledge that. But yeah, let's build one another up. Birthday chat supervisor's got a channel. Queen Survivor, I am not certain if she's got a channel, but she is somebody that's willing to help, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's that one girl, Allie. She will talk the talk with you. Cotton Candy B, what it is. Can't stay. Well, it's good to have you, and I'm honored. That's another one. That's a true crime, up and coming. She's going all the way to the top. Okay, because the very best rises to the top. The cream of the crop rises to the top. That's an old toast I made up with a Russian friend of mine way back in the Dizay. So I suppose I should get into it, huh? Let me close this little copyright-free hip-hop song jam thing, and let me get this right now. Okay, boom. I'm going to play the video. Go into the Facebooks. There's 2 videos. One is very, very short, but okay. Here we go. Let me open this sucker. Open sesame. Huh?
Hi, my name is Brad.
Hold on, kid. All right, now I need to point out the obvious. See that gray check mark? I have a little nervous. Because usually that indicates that they could maybe put in a copyright claim if they so desire. Blaze, I watch you. I've become a fan over the years. So yeah, hey, I hope this is okay. But with that being said, without further ado, let me make sure my volume, my apple juice, by the way, Welch's, saving my life these days. Let's hear a kid school to school. And like I said, you don't have to agree with everything, but he's making some strong, valid points, and he gets the people on his side. So I hope the audio's okay. I'll leave it like this just in case so I can check back. See, I mess with it too much. Here, just going to do it this way. All right. Away we go, kids.
Taylor, and I just finished my freshman year at RHS. I've been a part of District 196 schools now for 10 years, and I'm going to give you a glimpse today of what's actually going on inside these schools. Despite the board's attempt to deny it, District 196 schools are quickly becoming a place where promoting activism is actually more important than promoting education. I'll take you back to my...
Just let me know if the audio is okay, because I know this microphone situation, I almost knocked over the camera. Hold on. Let's play gentle with the wires. There we go. All right. Okay, let me go back. And guys, let me know. We good? We good? Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Cuzzo. All right, I'm playing the video. I want to full screen it. So we're going to do what they do. Boom. Full screen. Loud and
Hi, my name is Brad Taylor, and I just finished my freshman year at RHS. I've been a part of District 196 schools now for 10 years, and I'm going to give you a glimpse today of what's actually going on inside these schools. Despite the board's attempt to deny it, District 196 schools are quickly becoming a place where promoting activism.
The school board attempted to not let this child speak. He won. He got his voice heard. You got to fight for your voice.
Is actually more important than promoting education. I'll take you back to my first day at RHS this fall. The principal came out and gave us a heartfelt speech about equality and standing together. He began to list countless races, such as Latino, Asian, expressing how much they matter and how important they are. But never once did he mention a race or identity that reflects me, or half the kids that were in the class. Now, members of the board, I know you haven't been to school in a while, and I know none of you or most of you don't have any kids left in the school district. But you must admit how uncomfortable it will be to be characterized just by your skin color on the first day of school and be thought that you were wrong just because of your skin color. So I'll never forget the look one of my friends gave me from from across the room as we were sitting there listening to this blatant bias being expressed in the so-called equity statement by the leader of our school.
Now, I can say I have this really old memory from way back when, talking about like elementary school. I guess the topic fell on Columbus, and it got, not that the school back in my day, what was it, like 1991, 92 in elementary school, it wasn't politically charged or crazy or anything, but there was some discussion that led to some people. I remember some glances going around, so this child being as mature as he is, as old as he is, this memory has stuck with him thusly and since. And to be honest, if he wanted to go such a route, I think he could pursue an attorney and charges. But anyway, well, let me show you where it goes.
To be clear, I don't need you to tell me that I matter, but hearing the condolences given to other races and leaving just one race out, it inevitably you'll start to feel like you've done something wrong.
And I did put in the description, this is something I would never have said or shared or advocated for when I was a Democrat, a progressive, but I am able now to look from a different perspective. He has every right to say what he feels and how it impacted him. We all would in any situation where we have been impacted or done wrong or whatever the case. So he's just speaking his truth. Simply that, nothing more. And the school board doesn't have to fucking like it.
And in our principal's attempt to unify us, he instead created unwarranted boundaries and barriers between his students, pitting us against each other based on characteristics that we can't control. In another separate instance, I was told that writing "All Lives Matter" on the whiteboard was political and could be seen as offensive. When I questioned the teacher after class, she told me that she didn't have an answer and she just had to erase it, and it was quickly erased. There are political signs all over RHS, about specific races that matter, specific sexual orientations that matter, and specific perspectives that matter.
Quick pause. I don't remember in my high school having anything politically driven, and I was there during 9/11. I was there during Columbine. After Columbine, we put stuff together. After 9/11, yeah, some flags and patriotism, but nothing divisive. Nothing divisive. So it's sad that our schools have become the battleground for adults to use the children, which, I mean, frankly, it took me a long time to acknowledge it. The DNC loves using kids as their virtue signaling puppets. Josh and I had debate after debate, from back in my day, but I digress.
But when I questioned the RHS administration about how these signs were political, they told me that they were supporting human rights. So when I questioned why the equity statement couldn't represent all students, they told me that to even ask that question was outlandish and offensive.
Crazy.
And when I asked why that was, they told me, quote, "Whites have a pretty good situation right now," unquote.
Heard the crowd?
So is that not racism? Disregarding my question merely because of the color of my skin? To be honest, after enduring a year of the people in charge telling me that I'm a racist and I'm privileged and pointing out our irreversible differences,
correct me if I'm wrong when I'm able to see the chat. I personally do not have the intelligence, the wherewithal, the insight regarding what CRT truly is. I've heard other people describe it. So personally, I'm uncertain. But is this the result of what CRT would be? Ultimately making, I guess, for lack of a better term, okay, I'm not the scholar, making white people feel terrible about the woes of our history? That's just a question I propose.
I've never noticed race more, and it's becoming the first thing I notice when I meet someone, which has never before been the case.
Damn shame.
RHS administration confidently told me that RHS students and staff are happy with their equity statement, but from my experience in talking with other students, this is not the case. I know many kids who disagree with their teachers, but they're too scared to stand up because they're worried that their grades will be docked and their learning experience will be affected.
Wow.
My honors government teacher, I'm not going to say his name, but he's mentioned that Democrats care more about all people while Republicans only care about themselves. And he's also inferred to us that socialism is better than democracy. He even had a statue. He had a statue of a socialist leader in his classroom. I've been told by a lot of kids that they just stay silent and adjust their schoolwork to reflect an acceptable opinion to secure a good grade.
Let me add one more anecdote. Back in the stuck in the middle days, which have returned, I remember when I was defending BLM, Antifa, and all this. When I'd see the videos, this is when I started to change my mind. When I'd see the videos of there's no way to sugarcoat this. There's no way to sugarcoat any of the contents of the topics at hand. You can find the videos. You've maybe perhaps seen the videos on college campuses and high schools and even some middle schools. The black students were happily, and I'm not saying this to be divisive, or I'm just sharing what helped me evolve from seeing BLM and Antifa as some sort of like they have the answer group unit. I almost joined Antifa, and it took one phone call with a radical to be like, whoa, no, you guys are a little too much for me. And I was the Bernie Sanders supporter. But all those videos of white students crawling on all fours and kissing the feet of the black students, and they would throw trash onto the ground. The white students on their hands and knees would pick it up and put it back in the trash just for the black students to throw it back on the floor. Next time I do a live, I'll be happy to show the videos, but I'm certain they circulated enough. We'll see. I'll see the comments, and then we'll decide from there. So that I just wanted to share that little caveat. Let's continue.
I've been approached by multiple teachers who have told me in private that they just want to say that they agree with me and they support me standing up, but they can't say it in front of the class for fear of being disciplined by the administration in some way or losing their jobs.
That's how Trump won.
There is clearly only one way to think in this district, and that is that they are teaching their kids to shut up if they don't agree. Now, members of the board, I want you to take a good look at yourselves in the mirror tonight and ask, are you really standing up for the equality of all people, or are you just pushing a damaging political ideology on our students? A fellow coworker at my job, who, by the way, is of color, discreetly told me that the schools seem to be pushing a very leftist agenda in class. This proved that not everyone is happy with your school, and not everyone who isn't happy is white. Now, due to all these instances I've mentioned and many more that I can't fit in this 5-minute speech, I've decided to leave this district and continue school on a private Christian school online.
It's the right move for him. If it were like me personally, I would still want to attend public school, but shit, man, I'm times have changed that radically that I don't know. Maybe perhaps if I was to attend a high school this day and age, at the age he is in, I would feel that there was nothing left. But I could vouch from personally speaking truthfully and transparently, I would never put myself into a school predicated upon religion. That's me and my preference. We all have the right to exercise what we wish to do for our greater good and preference and comfort.
And there will be sacrifices, and I will not get to walk in the graduation ceremony or attend milestones at RHS, but I will be able to learn in an environment that is not intent on punishing me daily for my skin color and political views. Now, regardless of how you take my speech, whether you just shrug it off as malarkey or Fox News talking points, I encourage you to think about it, because someday I'm going to be a leader. I may be the president, a governor, or just a professional golfer, but I will never stop believing that everybody has value, no matter their skin color or personal beliefs. And it's a shame that you're not going to be able to say that I was an alumni of RHS in District 196. Thank you.
Here comes my favorite part. None of these faces are happy. I'm sure the quality is crappy right here, but I can see well enough. No smiles. They got called out. Look at that face. Yeah, well done. Well done, kid. You represented truly. Hold on, let me get. And then there's one video. It's so uncomfortable that it's fucking fantastic. So hey, let me see. Hey, what's up, Ronnie? Good to have you, brother. What's up, Martin's daddy? Somehow I thought your names were the same after I said it aloud. I got this one gem of a video. This is 100% quality. It's pure. It's pure. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. So I missed some what's up, White Dragon? Homework for yo. I got a lot of homework regarding Trump's everything. He is gonna appeal, but all right. The CanCon will be here Friday night. We have a lot to cover. He's the guy that can explain things when it comes to, I guess, all things Trump. He's just boots on the ground, man. He's invested. He knows these people. He's got the connections. He writes for the Gateway Pundit. Who better to turn to? So, okay, here's the video that I think I suggested that Josh and I play in Stuck in the Middle last night. But since we didn't, I have a treat. And it's just awkward, and maybe it adds a balance to what I just shared. Here we go. All right, this is cyclical. Hold on. All right, let me make sure we got all the bells and whistles, and it's mute. It default mutes. Good job, Facebook. You suck at sucking. All right, here we go.
You said we don't need them, they need us. Who's they?
Yes.
Who's they?
The white people ultimately don't need other races in order to succeed, in order to be ourselves. Absolutely not.
So how do you think America became the greatest economic nation without
not through black people?
Oh, it wasn't? It wasn't because of free labor?
Are you talking about slavery?
No, I'm talking about slavery and also what happened after slavery, which Douglas Blackman talked about, slavery by another name. So I'm trying to understand, when you say didn't need it, how do you think America became the greatest economy that it did? How do you think that happened?
Through the genius of Europeans.
How was the genius of Europeans when the fact of the matter is it was actually King Cotton that supplied the economic means for America to do so? And that was a result of free labor from black people.
Look, the whole point here is that who creates these systems, who creates these business models and businesses?
Slavery was a business model?
Well, yes, it was a business model, yeah.
And was that one that you like or dislike?
I dislike.
You dislike?
Yeah, I absolutely reject it.
Okay,
yeah.
so but you deny the reality, though, that's what allowed America to become the economic power, because America supplied 91% of the world's cotton. And so as a result of that, that's how America was able to fund the Industrial Revolution. It was because of free labor from black people.
The Industrial Revolution originated in Britain, and
in your video you said we don't need them, they need us. Who's they?
Yes.
Who's they?
I hate that it cuts out. And I'd like to. I think I'm comfortable saying, for one, obviously, slavery. There's no positive way to paint it, unless you find yourself being in this odd scenario where you have to explain how it absolutely had a positive impact on our economy. Obviously, free labor. This man here, he's missing the picture. He should be saying, it's a hard stance. When you start going to this race accomplished that race accomplished that, you're going to get lost. You're going to get divided and fractioned up, and you're going to be all tribalistic, okay? Except that with the ills and the good and the bad, the ugly, it was together. It was all of us together that accomplished being a powerhouse. But hey, recently I've been thinking a lot about the deficit, and how much longer can it really go? That's another one I want to talk to CanCon about personally. Let me see if I want to see some comments here about this very video. Like, what China doesn't want war with us because we owe them, right? But how long could it really go on? How long can we keep pushing the debt ceiling? This one, I have no confidence in speculating. I have no confidence in offering my insight into what the answer is or what the future holds. I know that for the first time, and it was due to Trump's ambition in getting his opinions and insight to the American people, where I finally, for the first time in my life, at the age of I don't know, mid to late-ish 30s, where I finally recognized another country as a serious enemy. I mean, outside of Iran and Afghanistan, so on and so forth. All the obvious places, but I really, really, really got to see China as a true economic threat. You know, they could have our dollar be worth absolutely nothing almost overnight. A conversation I had with somebody today at work. I have a lot of inappropriate conversations at work. So let me see let me see if we find any weird gems of a conversation. What do we got at this top here? Hold on. I got a question though. Okay, this is from a verified blue check. Is that a big deal? If blacks made America what it is today and whites have refused to admit it, why couldn't blacks apply this powerful secret in Africa? I mean, Africa should have been a slice of heaven. As we speak, Africa is still the largest continent of blacks. Why haven't we applied? God, like I'm so politically incorrect. I'm adding, it was being together, even though, slavery, it was exploited and it was wrong, and period. That I won't break from that. But I'm going to allow the man's point to continue. I did begin reading it. Why haven't we applied our super economic secret to better our own continent? Someone please make it make sense. I find that to be an intelligent question seeking true insight. Let me see this comment. I am literally the only black / also only other race than white at my job. I've been convinced that it's a lot more of our inventions was stolen. It's no, sorry. Moving away from the speakers. It's no way they invented some of the things they claim. They do everything the hard and long way. It's good that white dude don't talk for all of us. Okay. Oh, okay. That's another white dude disavowing the white dude. Okay, let me see. He's got a point, though. Black people are consumers. We don't create systems. We only consume. Just take a look at every purely black nation. It's always a disaster. All right, well, this is an uncomfortable topic to be covering, so I'm only reading the thoughts of others from all sides there. And let me see the titled comment that was featured next to this little IG clip. His daughter, that's the name, _7. Get a load of this guy. America was built on the backs of millions of slaves as a result of free labor against our will. We supplied the cotton. We supplied the crops. We were your medical control experiments. We picked up their lazy slack. And he has the audacity to say the genius of Europeans is what did it all. Half our ideas they stole and took as their own. Shake my head. Oh, all right. Well, whew. That was a rough one to cover, I'll tell you. Not that I feel like I'm on eggshells, but sensitive stuff for real. All right. Do I have any other uncut gems? Let me get over here real quick. I hope nobody's offended. Please, nobody cancel me. Hold on. Let me see some of our very own right here. I would not be able to speak to any of them. The ignorance is outstanding. I truly believe this subject can only be debated if both sides have a thorough understanding, well said, of what's being debated and that they don't have a bias. Man, that changes everything. And Jeremy has, and by the way, Gavin Newsom said no go on the 1.2 million for reparations. That's right. All right, so I know to look forward to all the feedback in the comments when I do a rewatch, which is probably going to be tonight. I still got to rewatch tomorrow because I missed a lot of comments. Josh and I were able to go for 2 hours, and I told him in a text message, like, look, man, in a long day at work, I can only do like an hour at most, maybe an hour 30, but I had such a good time with my brother and all of you that showed up. Truly thankful. And the phone calls we got, that's another thing I've loved about Stuck in the Middle, Stuck at Night. People from around the world were calling us. Stuck in the Middle had the largest broad demographic. People from all over the world were watching, even though, smaller subscriber set. But I was so proud to see the analytics. And we had a lot of Australians in the house last night. So just props. Makes me proud. I would love for anybody here. That was an interesting take. The comments are always the worst. I know. I would like to extend yet again the reminder here. Okay, everybody. I don't want to say be on your best behavior. Fuck that. Bump that. But when I do the open panel extravaganza, which I think I've decided it's gonna be, after CanCon's appearance, but I want another open panel, somewhat controlled though. Like, I don't want it to go all over the fucking place and be about nonsense. I'd like a real discourse to take place. I think we just touched on a pretty interesting topic, as long as it can stay somewhat civil. Okay. So with that, I have this camera on my face for a reason, because I wanted to go check without, showing all the Facebook stuff. Oh, did you guys see the video of the banking scam that this one is so effective, it's actually impacting the millennials? So I don't know. If you haven't seen this yet, it's 2 minutes. This I will play as kind of a PSA. All right. I had
introducing the Google Pixel 7a.
I had one friend that
Live translate
pretty hard, and I have another one that, alleged that he got
She is
got complicated, and we're not going to get into that. All right, so let me get back to StreamYard. Let me show you guys this video. If you have not, take this. This is serious. Just like the skimmers that are in the gas tanks and all that, or at the pump, that can take an imprint of your card. This one's pretty crazy, because all you have to do, I think, is call the number sent, and it immediately initiates a wire transfer. So let's get educated, okay? Let's see what this is all about. I have not watched it in its entirety.
This woman is not your typical victim. She is a tech-savvy millennial who now has a warning for everyone.
It was very, very elaborate.
It all started with a text message, immediately followed by a phone call that caller ID identified as Wells Fargo from Wells Fargo's bona fide customer service line. It's an 800 number 31-year-old Katie Calloway is familiar with as a Wells Fargo customer.
I've spoken with Wells Fargo in the past where they needed to confirm my identity. So it seemed very standard procedure.
Calloway, who works in the tech space and feels well versed in it, says the man on the line was professional and convincing. She says nothing about it seemed like the scam she often warns her parents about.
I believed that the bank was actually calling me and notifying me of some fraudulent charges on my account. I told them no, I had not been purchasing XYZ in Best Buy, and all they needed was just for me to verify one text message they sent to me to confirm the identity on my account.
That single text.
Hold on. Okay. All right. I want to understand this. All they had to do was how does this work? All they had to do was have her verify that she received a text message. Was that it? So they plant the seed, and when you call and when you say the seed aloud, it grows into the con job, and all of her money was taken out. This poor woman, in the bank. They're the fuck the Fed, fuck the banks. Let's make that pretty clear. All right, let me keep hearing.
Message she responded to instantly initiated a wire transfer of just over $4,200, every penny that was in her checking account.
And unfortunately, online wire transfers also have fees associated with them. So I was charged wired fees.
Wells Fargo's response to Calloway reads in part, "You are responsible for online wires, whether or not actually authorized by you. We are unable to reimburse you and have closed your claim."
For an everyday American, I got to be careful. I have somebody that's very, very close to me that works for credit card companies, and he's worked for banks. They are so willing for, if someone that's wealthy enough, white collar enough, to refund thousands, hundreds of thousands upon thousands of dollars, if not a couple of mil. Oh, instantly, to keep the customer happy with their business. But the working American that just needed that, just less than 5 G's, no, we can't help you. Even though, you were scammed, and I suppose the onus, the responsibility has to fall on the one that was scammed. But damn, like really nothing, and they closed the claim entirely. Cold-blooded, man. These banks don't give a flying shit about us. Only if you put a substantial amount of money, that's your worth, and that's how much they'll care. That's how they quantify if you're worth their time or not.
Frustrated Calloway says she's not done. She's filed the police report with LAPD.
The fact that Wells Fargo's information was able to be spoofed so easily is really disconcerting.
Yeah. And while she knows she may not get her money back, she's hoping her story helps save others hard-earned money.
My account had that much at that time in it, but someone else could have, their whole life savings in one account and have it happen to them, which is really scary.
In one single text message. Now, we reached out to Wells Fargo for a statement. They tell us they are taking another look at Calloway's case, and they will issue a statement tomorrow. So we're looking forward to bringing you that update tomorrow from Wells Fargo.
I always think it'll sound so off, I wouldn't fall for it.
Well, it's pretty alarming that it is the actual customer service number from Wells Fargo. Wow. I double checked that, and it's exactly when if you were to call, you'd call that exact number, and it was calling her.
That is crazy.
Your story gets her some relief tomorrow. That'd be a great
update. I bet you with the exposure, I'm hoping the bank wants to do a little PR now that it's gone mainstream, we'll say. I hate that term. It makes me feel dirty. Now that it's just a larger story, I hope somebody does right by somebody, for the love of God. Hey, has a slight, I know, Anarchy Television. I've actually finally decided, even though this has been my my mic for some time now, I need something that's more focused on me. I know it has a modulation. It has 3 different methods or sounds or whatever, and just this is the best I got to deal with. But you're right. Trust me, man. All things are getting worked on, and everything is a work in progress. I tried to beat around the bush a little bit about what I was. Okay, never mind. So I want to get verbally banned. Don't worry, that won't happen here. But hey, Anarchy Television, I want to say it's awesome to see you around here again. I hope you maybe had some time to see Stuck in the Middle, which will be named Stuck at Night in the future, where Josh and I got back together and delivered a show, and we had a great time doing it. Wow, my voice sounds super crisp right now to me. So where does the stolen money go, and who pays for that? Let's see. Stolen money goes to the con jobbers, the thieves, the criminals, and the account is closed. The money just goes to the bad guys here. And the bank is always going to be banking. You can count on that. That's just inevitably the banks always win. The reason why, and I've gotten so much stupid flack for this, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here, I promise, but I'm personally a big fan of Old Hickory, Andrew Jackson, okay? One of our presidents from way back when. His final dying words was, "At least I beat the Fed." I'm so glad that he passed on, not knowing that immediately the Fed installed the next president, who is a crony. He only lasted a few months, but that was enough before. I mean, Andrew Jackson's body was barely fucking cold before the Fed came back in full force. Andrew Jackson is also the only president in our history that was able to pay off our debt in its entirety. Now, he gets a lot of hate because, history's bloody, man. I don't understand why people just can't accept times are different. Times are different now, things that just you could tell. You could tell everything is kind of backwards, and everything is unique to this era, and some of us are aware of what those things are. And back then, yes, Old Hickory, Andrew Jackson, he was a badass general of sorts. Not of sorts. He was a badass general, and he saved a lot of lives, but he also killed a lot of Indians. That's the history books, man. History is always going to be drizzled in blood to some effect, to some account. That doesn't mean you cancel out the accomplishments of anybody because of, the way of the world at the time. It wouldn't, the people that bitch and complain so much this day and age over nonsense. I'd love to see them try and survive. And one final thing that I just think about often, I think about how many people are depressed, anxiety riddled, or so much insecurities, and just all the people I know that they have their problems and their breakdowns. I've had my problems, my breakdowns, my issues. All of us have something going on. And I just think about, even though the people that were surviving way back in the days of, when we were primitive, when people had nothing more to do than to just survive and supply for their families, that was living. Even though I don't know, who knows what they felt or thought. And they eventually paved the way for society and civilization. But we have become docile. And now, since we don't have to fight for survival, we have all this time for our mind to go in every which direction. And that has become the source of so much depression and angst and anguish that we've even turned to the artificial, to drugs, and the fact that this country, as well as New Zealand, they're the only first world countries, never forget this, that are allowed to legally advertise directly to your homes and your families to advocate for you to get drugged up. The doctors couldn't have it any easier. The system is so backwards. My biggest issue with this country, I know people from all around the world, they come here because we have the best doctors, but seeing how much people have to pay to go into an ambulance, seeing how many people, what is it, 75% or 65%? 65 to 75% of the population have filed for bankruptcy or have gone broke simply because of needing health care. So that's where, I guess, when it comes to, even though I'm going to vote Republican and I'm eyeing Trump, and I need to do some research on DeSantis before I make any final decisions, make sure you do your homework, please, by the way, and also help the fight for the algorithm. All right, this is a channel that will continue to try to push the envelope. Smash the like button if you've not already, because we want to keep on saying the things that the mainstream doesn't feel comfortable with us saying. Epstein didn't fucking kill himself. They got his calendar. Somehow he can't get the flight logs. Makes perfect fucking sense. Not. Isaac Cappy didn't kill himself. The vaccines had adverse effects that were censored and covered up on Twitter. And Twitter had meetings with the FBI. Just under 100, but just over 80. And we're compromised through and through and through. The Biden administration compromised China, Russia, fucking Hunter Biden's laptop, all these things. We're allowed to say them now. It's just they're not going to be heard if we do not hit that fucking like button. Share it out if you want to, but that's the only way that these things that we demand to be heard can and will be heard inevitably. I truly believe in this. Again, I found this like, I don't know, fucking third, fourth, fifth, eighth wind, because YouTube can't take it out of you. So with that, let me read. Same with the Apache, very well known for enslaving other natives and killing them for their gods. I'm going to look forward to that conversation with you. Did I say Slim Reaper's here? Yo, man. Slim Reaper, what's up, partner? It's good to see you, man. What's crack-a-lackin'? I need to touch base with you. I hope all is well with you and your son and the family, truly. And, hey, that's that. All right, y'all. Just blessings. Big up to you. And, Queens. Okay. I'm going to have the most not awkward thank you. And with the puppy dog. Okay. Thank you, Queen, so much. Thank you all for being here and showing your voices. That, if I could have it to where your voices were heard over mine, which is why I'm envisioning and I'm very excited about the open panel. And I want to put a little something out there, guys. If you know anybody that is got a little finesse in the graphics department, just like Josh has that beautiful intro and all that stuff, I think I'd like a little something for this. So just reach out, let somebody know I'm willing to do business. I'm not hurting, so I'm happy to just evolve the channel a little bit, like I've been saying for so long. So much love, guys. Have a great night. Celebrate that independent thinking and those independent voices. You are not a congregation of yes men. We go against the tide over here. Fuck the rest. Good night. I have to say thank you, Jeremy. I'm going to buy you a cool flag next time. I want to do... Shit, I'm back. I'm back. I'm going to cover that door in something, okay? So we're going to figure this out together, all right? All right. Thank you so much, guys. You are my hearts. This is me saying good night, goodbye for about 4 hours. I'm pretty good at long goodbyes. Okay. Peace out. Again, peace out, Girl Scouts. And upside down pineapples with SpongeBob's inside. I want out, but they pull me back in.